Hey, Shalom, Shalom, when the start of souls, but give no praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kodash, double honors, the apostles of great most, and honors you brothers doing the work, the most on truth, and in sincerity. Yahweh's raw name of whom the world ignorantly calls God, Jehovah, or Yahweh. His raw name is Yahweh. The Son's true name is Yahweh Shai. When we pray Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba meaning in, Ha meaning then, Shai meaning name. So Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai. It's a quick one, of a video that a brother had, shared on. And yeah, man, I'll play it. And yeah, man, hey, let me just play it, right?
Because I just got a relationship with him a few months ago.
So let me
because my mom told me my dad wasn't to keep me away from my dad. I'm 26, bro. I'm 26. My mom kept me away from my dad for 26 years. You know what kept me away from him? My mom told me that my dad said I was a mistake and kept me away from my father. Every time this been looking for me since I was a kid.
Yeah.
He's been looking for me. Can you imagine all the kids out there who got a fucking ass mom telling them their daddy ain't, but the daddy looking for them? I finally talked to my dad. He's a good dude. My mom told me my dad has not paid child support since I was a kid. I finally meet this. He has envelopes full of fucking shit proof showing he been paying child support. He told me, he said, your mom is a lying, manipulative. I have not talked to my mom in months. You know why? My mom called me. My mom's in California. My dad's in North Carolina. I moved out of LA. I can't live in North Carolina or LA because I hate those places because of the trauma I went through on both of those places. My mom calls me. What you doing, baby? What's going on? I'm at my dad's house. What the fuck you doing at the house? Didn't I say don't discuss family business? Like, my dad comes and he busts through the door. My dad is happy and married. He's a street. Can't talk about what he do, but he is street. He's happy and married. My mom has been bitter and having sex with so many goddamn dudes of different races, and she just got married recently to a that she met on Tinder for 1 month. My mom didn't get married because she was in love. She got married because she didn't want to be lonely.
Yeah.
My dad bust through the door and snatched the phone. I was trying to no. He's like, hello? Put my son back on the phone. No, it's my son too. What do you want? Put my son back on the phone. And my dad loses it. Going in on my mom. And I'm listening to my mom. All that slapping, abuse, and beating me up, choking me when I'm on the floor, beating me with belts, wrapping hangers around other hangers, beating me till I pass out and wake back up, whelps on my back, scars. My mom turned into a 2-year-old little girl when my dad started talking to her. She talked to me like my entire life. He's yelling.
Yeah, that's enough of that, man. Hey, man, this is why we need the kingdom, right? This is why we need the kingdom, because we got some hella dysfunctionalized families, right? The women of our nation are a bunch of straight up demons, right? He says his pops was a street nigga, whatever, what have you. But at least, hey, in the eyes of the Lord, Jake was doing what he was doing. He said he was looking for his kids, whatever, what have you, right? But hey, it's all a mess, man. It's all a mess, right? And as when you listen to that clip, it's just like we need better. Well, we need a new kingdom, man. Where we need a new place where this crap ain't happening. This is 2 Peter 3:13. It says, nevertheless, we according to his promise look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. Right? Because brothers will share certain things, brothers will discuss and meditate on certain things. And all the time the solution is just, the end of the conversation is like, look, man, we need out. Or, we need the kingdom, right? And that's it. Right, that's it. Because what you just witnessed there was dysfunction, man. Your parents go off, whatever. You got to still respect them, whatever. Who's getting emotional, but that what we were just witnessing and what he was just recounting is just brokenness, right? Madness, right? That has infected the Israelite household, right? Now, and it goes back to the curses, right? It's Deuteronomy 28, and 56, right? It says, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, right? So, the Israelite woman, treats children like shit, right? And you just heard, the way he described how his moms would beat him, right? He was just basically beating him to the point of him passing out, all bruised and fucked up, right? Heard said he was on the floor, right? And she'd be choking him out or whatever, what have you, right? To what end? To what end? Okay. It's just a mess, right? But this is the curses that are upon our people, right? And hey, we can't wait for these curses to come off of us, right? Also, that's a cautionary tale to, just a cautionary tale, right? To be careful out there with these gremlin, demons out here, man. Right? That's why ultimately, we just got to keep it real. That's why ultimately, certain times, the Lord will just remove a certain woman from your life. Okay. This is Ecclesiastes 7:26, and I find no better than death the woman, whose heart is snares and nets, and her hairs as bands, right? Snares, nets, right? Lying, right? Being deceitful, right? Laying up traps, right? What did she say? She had basically said to her son that, the mother in this situation had said to her son, look, man, hey, your dad ain't shit. He don't need you, don't want you, whatever, what have you, right? He ain't paid no child support. And then come to find out, that was a barefaced lie. That was a barefaced lie. All to, breed animosity, right, between the man, the child, and his, and the child's father. Right? But that's why in our community, right, which, that's why as a nation, let me say it like that, right, we're the only nation that always gives props to our moms, but never to our dads. Okay? Never to our dads. Yeah, he's got, has a role to play in that also. But hey, guess what? That's just part of the curses, man. Right? It says, whoso pleaseth the Most High shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Right? Which is why it's certain times, you just be kind of just out in the world observing things, hearing stories, at work, hearing people talk or whatever, or you're just out and about observing things and you're just thinking, damn, that motherfucker's with a demon, right? But that particular individual doesn't please the Most High, right? That particular individual, the Most High says, look, man, this is a super demonic bitch, right? I'm gonna give this to this super demonic ass nigga, right? Which is, once again, is why we ultimately can't, we can't be too saddened, right? You obviously we're in the flesh, but we can't be too saddened, right? When the Most High doesn't let us get a woman or whatever, or Lord takes away a woman, whatever, what have you, because at the end of the day, right? And I remember this was said, a while back, right? I think it was the captain said it, right? It was like, hey man, hey, you be trying to, get a chick, right? But that chick is destined to be with a 2/3 and to be destroyed with that 2/3, right? And that's just the long and short of it. That's just the honest truth about the whole situation, right? Verse 27 says, behold, this I have found, saith the preacher, counting one by one to find out the account which yet my soul seeketh. Right? So King Solomon here is basically saying, look, man, I've done, an experiment, right? This is which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found. Lo, this only have I found that the Most High hath made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions. That's the point. Actually, one was in 28, but basically, so it was like, look, man, I've looked. You know, I couldn't find one righteous woman out of 1,000, right? So that was back then. So how much more so now, right? With this social media age and whatever, what have you, right? Good women, they ain't no such thing, okay? Because ultimately, this man E has infected their minds. Right? You meet a woman from the other side of the world, but hey, guess what? That other side of the world has, if they're here, that means that means there was something that has attracted them about the West that have brought them here, right? Whether it's Moabite chicks, Elamite chicks, right? All of these different individuals from across the world, if they're here, there's something about the West that has enticed them. Okay. And even over there, guess what? The spirit of feminism, the spirit that Esau is trying to get the whole world drunk off of, is throughout the entire world. So imagine how much worse this is now, right? And this is the last one that I have. It says Lamentations 4:3 says, even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people has become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness, right? And that's it. The Israelite woman, hey, she's cruel, man, right? And as we saw in the clip, man, she this is my last one actually. The way she just was, ruining the young Jake's life. And that's why ultimately, actually, when you read the law, when you actually read the law on divorce, the woman left with nothing. Shit. I'm not gonna. Trying to remember how it was phrased. Slave. So let me just look. So like I got there in the end, right? This is Ecclesiastes, it's like Exodus 21 and 11. So if he do not these three unto her, then she shall go out free without money, right? So when a woman was divorced in the ancient world, quote unquote, right? It's not like now where she takes half to get custody of the kids. Now she left. She was left with nothing, right? Not like like I said, not like now where they get basically most of your stuff. She takes half and then you still gotta pay child support, right? Which is demonic as all kind of hell, right? But children are better in the custody of their father, right, than in their mother, because at least the father doesn't react all emotion. I mean, hey, look, remember what he said as well, the child? It was like, look, man, this woman, he was like, at least my dad, he's a street thug or whatever, right? But at least he's happily remarried. Whereas my mom, she's just been bringing home every Tom, Dick, and Harry. And one thing that I found very interesting that he mentioned, he was like, of all races, right? So even he was like, nah, he was like, he was basically in the spirit, was like, that's off. Yeah, it's as off as it is that she's, dealing with this guy and that guy and that guy. But even him in his spirit was like, mom, why are you dealing with these, Ishmaelites, these Elamites, these Edomites, right? Because he said all different races, right? And then as a child, you got to grow up seeing your mom getting plowed in by like some next random dudes, and you know the guy ain't shit. I mean, that's off, man. This is a wicked world, which is why the first precept that we read was here. Nevertheless, in 2 Peter 3:13, nevertheless, we according to his promise look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. So just close on this is Sirach 25:13. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. Right? And yeah, these women are wicked, man. Right? There's Sirach the 25th chapter, Sirach the 26th chapter goes into all of that. As always, Lord's will edify. Till next time we say Shalom.